talk about that because you mentioned how, the team came into existence about 20 years ago. So I'm guessing you're around like the 25 to 27 range.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's actually funny. So, just like quick backstory while we're talking about the formation of the team. So that's actually the whole reason I live in Ohio. So, my dad, he worked for MSG Network in New York. I was born in New Jersey. So he was working for MSG Network for the Rangers and the Knicks. And then both of my parents are from Ohio. So then he got word that a new NHL franchise was starting in Ohio, and they always kind of wanted to move back to Ohio. So yeah, just applied for the job, got it, and then we moved. And so yeah, we moved here in 2000. So when the team started. So
See, I was gonna bring that up because I actually did a little research and found that out, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is super cool. I can't wait to talk about it. And I found like your
yeah.
dad's Twitter page, and like
hmm
because I'm a huge Islander fan, so all of the Islanders MSG guys
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
your dad, and I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
all right, this guy's pretty
Who's this
important. And then I like
guy?
started doing some research, and I was like, oh, he works for like the broadcast side of Columbus, the Blue
Yeah,
Jackets. But
yeah.
he retired
Newly
recently.
retired. Yeah, this is his first year off the clock. So yeah, he put in 20 seasons, 21 years, counting the lockouts. But so 19 and a half, I guess, technically, with the half year and the full lockout year. But anyways, but yeah, had a great run in Columbus, and that's where the super fandom began for me. Started out kind of by force, just to support support dad and his livelihood. But as I grew up, I mean, I loved hockey from the first game I went to. So like I was at the inaugural game with my mom, sitting in the stands playing Chicago. We lost that game. It was kind of an omen to what was to come the next decade of Jackets hockey, I guess, in a sense. But yeah, no. So I love the team, and I'm always thankful that it brought me here to Ohio.
So when your dad was with the Rangers, was he there like the cup year?
Yeah, yeah. So I was born in '93. They won '94. But yeah, so he was working for the team when they won the cup, and yeah, it's kind of funny. I have like this like old picture because all the staff, get to take pictures with the cup. So I got this old photo of him. It's like one of my favorite pictures of him, and he's like with the cup, and he's like, yeah, and
And he didn't put
it's
you in the cup?
hilarious. No, no, no. I was sleeping or something. I don't know. I
That
was
would have
like,
been a great like
yeah, I know.
Christmas card picture.
Yeah, it probably would have been. I don't know. I'm sure someone did. With some of the faculty probably brought their kids in and stuff, but no, it was just dad. I was a newborn, man. I was just a little. I probably would have been crying or something, pooping all over the place. Sounds like something I would do. So yeah, no, but
Amen.
yeah, but he was there for '94, which yeah, if you ask him, obviously that was one of his best hockey moments working in the league. So
And then when they moved to then Columbus, in 2099, whatever it was, like
mhm.
yeah, the buzz of a new franchise is definitely a real thing. Like you see it right now with Seattle, and I'm sure
Mhm.
when the Islanders came into existence in '72, like the same thing. Like we're getting a new team, like their new arena. So like
Mhm.
being a 7-year-old kid, what was that like? Because I'm sure you were already a huge hockey fan. So
Yeah.
at that point, it must have been super exciting.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And, I think the biggest concern with starting a new franchise in Columbus, Ohio is the competition with Ohio State football. Um, so I, I think a lot of people, I don't think people were worried about it, obviously, because they still made the team. But I think if anything, it showed people because I don't know if people really thought like the fan base was going to be there from the start. But I think if anything, it just proved that like, Columbus is a good sports community, no matter like what it is. And like all of our teams have been very well supported. And yeah. And then having the team start in Columbus, like, Yeah, I was excited. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, like when growing up, like I don't remember watching like Rangers games like at home, surprisingly. Um, like I knew what my dad did kind of, like not really. I don't know. I was like 5 at this point. Like I just knew he worked for a hockey team and a basketball team, and that was kind of it. But I think when we moved here and then I started going to games consistently, that was the other thing too, traveling from New Jersey to New York. Like my dad took the subway in. And so it was just not as accessible in the city, trying to get like a whole family and like crammed into the train and like go into games. Like I definitely went to a couple, but honestly, I don't really remember them. The only like thing I remember about going to Madison Square Garden was like shooting on the basketball hoops, like the Knicks court one time. And
That's
like
sweet.
yeah, and like that's like kind of like my only like light bulb memory, I guess, of Madison Square Garden was just shooting on the court one time. And yeah, but like I said, but once we moved to Ohio and we lived 15 minutes from the arena, we just got our house and started going to more games. I said that's definitely when the fandom kicked off, and I was just a huge fan off the jump. And now I remember I was scared. I was scared the first game I ever went to because like I don't know, like it's not like this anymore, but like dude, like the first fight at Nationwide Arena, dude, people were like chucking beer bottles and like throwing stuff. Like people didn't know like etiquette, I guess, like hockey etiquette. Like, dude, it was terrifying. And I remember, dude, I was like freaking out. And my mom's like, it's okay, it's okay. Like, we're okay. But like it was bad. And I remember like they didn't know to like not have lids on the cups. So like the lids got stuck to the ice and it took like 20 minutes to clean off the ice because people kept throwing shit on the ice. And I was like losing my mind. So then, dude, it's funny because, well, it was like, one, how do you not think of this? Like you're obviously like, take notes from other NHL teams. Like don't put lids on your cups because they stick to the ice. They probably didn't think people were going to throw them. But yeah, I just remember it was kind of a shit show. And then they stopped putting lids on cups. And then they were like, I remember there was like a huge like arena announcement. They're like, please do not throw items on the like my boy Greg Murray, man. He's like, attention, like please don't throw shit on the ice when there's a fight. And it kind of calmed down after that. But I remember that first game, people just exploded. Like they had never like I don't know. This is probably a lot of people's first hockey game, honestly. But like it went nuts. And like yeah, I just remember it was crazy. And then everyone kind of figured it out, and then it was good from there. But I still loved it, though. I was hyped, like after the tears. But when the game got back on, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get it going. So, no,
And then
crazy tangent story, but
no, I love it. I love
it was crazy.
and then, with having a dad who works on the production side, you probably had a little bit of, all access before games or after games to maybe interact with some of your favorite players or like, so I kind of have a similar story. Not my personal father, but my neighbor across the street who was the same age as me. His dad was the PA announcer for the Islanders.
Oh,
So
nice.
he was probably like the Greg
Like
Murray
Greg
or whatever.
Murray, yeah.
So when we were younger in the 90s, we would come home from school and get off the bus and his dad would be waiting there like, all right, guys, we're going to the game. And
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
yeah, we would be like in the press boxes and player, like the suites or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd be kind of like bumping elbows with the players' families and players' kids and stuff like that. And we didn't really like realize how special that was at the moment.
Yeah.
But now when we look back, we're like, man, like that was like Pierre Turgeon's family. Like this is kind of crazy.
Like, that was pretty sick. Yeah, no, definitely. Like I remember a lot of times because working for the broadcasting portion of the team. Like I just remember always going up to like the press boxes up on like the press level of the arena. And at the time, like always like going in and talking to George Matthews, who was our original radio play-by-play. And then Billy Davidge and just all the media personnel and like knowing all of those guys and like I don't know, it's always cool. Like my dad always says like the best people to work with are in hockey. Like they're all the nicest guys and he's like and it's 100% accurate. Like all these guys are so nice and they're so personable and like they're so polite, maybe because they're all Canadian. I don't know, but they're they're all great guys. And I just remember, yeah, going up there, meeting all of them, knowing them. Like we'd have like George Matthews over for dinner and stuff all the time. Like he was a great friend of my dad, still is to this day, even when he moved back to PEI. But yeah, and then you would see like guys who were scratched up there and they're up there watching the games in their booth with whoever, like their coaches and stuff. And yeah, and then kind of later on in life, like more last couple years or so. So I went to school for like audio engineering. And so I started doing the visiting broadcasts for the away teams when they came to Nationwide, just like a handful of games every year. And kind of the same thing. So like I got to meet like all the visiting radio guys and work with them and like run their show, like their in-house engineer for their broadcasts. And you're always seeing people up there. Like more recently, like you'll always see like Jared Bowl before he's went down to the bench more recently, and like Rick Nash is always up there. And anyone like kind of associated with the team, healthy scratch players, you see them just like grabbing popcorn and stuff. And so, yeah, no, I've been super lucky with all of that and have definitely bumped into some really cool people over the years.
Cool. Yeah, I guess like I feel like you guys are a little mysterious because like a lot of times I'll go to like a band's like socials and you guys don't post too often. So like it's kind of funny how a band that gets like 50,000 monthly streams isn't really like posting every single day. It, like
Yeah.
like some of the bands that are at that same level right now, they're like got like people that's their main focus is just like doing social media content like
Yeah.
daily.
Oh
And
yeah.
you guys are kind of just like coasting and still like growing every single
Uh,
year.
yeah, kind of under the radar, I guess. I just don't like social media. And like none of us really do. So like when it came down to like, hey, let's like who wants to be the social media guy? Everyone's just like nose goes for that. Like no one wanted to do it. And I don't know. Yeah, we definitely should be better than we are. And then at the same time, it's like I feel like we get more active when obviously there's like new things coming out. So if anything, it's just I don't know, maybe that's maybe that's like our social media approach is like, hey, they're doing something like they posted for the first time in 4 months. It's like, oh, maybe something's coming out soon. So I don't know, maybe that's just our unintentional way to like get people hyped, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I think yeah, there's definitely should be better at that. I don't know, we've been doing this for so long, it's just like, and none of us are huge social media guys. Like I wouldn't have any socials if it wasn't for the band. I'd probably just delete everything because it's just not my jam and I just don't like it. But yeah, but it's funny you bring that up because yeah, I don't know. I don't know where or how people find us or listen to us and stuff. But obviously we really appreciate everyone who listens to us and it means a lot to us. And I mean, I definitely should probably do a better job at reaching out more and being more of a presence. But I guess just know that you are appreciated, even if I'm not posting selfies.
But I feel like that's a huge testament to the music because yeah, like some bands are just like so good at social that they blow up
Yeah,
because of that,
for
and the
sure.
music doesn't really back it up. But
I
you
can see
guys
that.
like are doing the opposite where you're like, yeah, we'll put stuff up when we got something to talk about.
Yeah.
However, like without even really having to scroll on your band's page, I was able to find like the last 3 Spotify raps.
Mm. Oh yeah,
for like the
they're
last 3
probably
years.
like wedged next to each
Yeah,
other.
like they're pretty much like right next to each other.
Yeah.
And you could see that like from 3 years ago, you were getting like 700,000 monthly listeners. Then it was like 1.1. Now it's like 1.6. And it's like, you guys got 500,000 more listeners in this past year. And you guys aren't really even so like active on the socials. And it's like, that's wild, man.
Yeah, I
And not
mean,
even really like too much new music either.
yeah, which is something I'm trying to improve upon in the coming year. I've just been sitting on stuff for way too long, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just a life gets in the way kind of thing, and we're getting older, and it's just not it's not as easy to just find time to get stuff done. But I'm trying, yeah, definitely trying to get more consistent, I guess, with all of that. But no, yeah, I appreciate it. I guess I never really like thought about that before, like the whole like social media dynamic into growing fans and what's more important, your social media approach or your actual music. I mean, I don't know. You can definitely be a band that has really good music with a solid social media approach, or vice versa. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're just fortunate, and like I think our biggest jump was when we did our covers with Bilmuri, and I think that's kind of what kind of steered us in the right direction, and that's always been like that was a huge thing for us, getting with Johnny and doing those covers. And that's like, I feel like that was kind of like our first like successful moment as a band, was just doing those songs. Because I remember when we recorded those and we're like, these are cool, but I don't even know. Like, I think our song with the most plays before releasing that split EP was like 50,000 streams or something. Like, that was like our highest played song. Because we got lucky and got on one of those like Spotify playlists, which I didn't even like know was a thing. And then one of my buddies was like, "Hey, you submit this for playlist." And I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, like I'll do it." And I was like, "Thanks." And we just got super lucky. It's like I don't know, someone at Spotify like is our friend, and I don't know who it is. But they've hooked us up like so many times. Like, I've had people like be like, "Dude, how do you get on it?" I'm like, "I have no idea. I have no clue, dude. I have no idea why or how or whatever." But yeah, someone out there is like rooting for us. So whoever you are, mysterious Spotify playlist curator, like, I love you. I love you. Thank you. But yeah, hopefully one day we'll meet and I can like hug you or something. But yeah, no, I have no idea. So yeah, we've just honestly just gotten lucky in a sense with like all of that. And then, like I said, doing doing those covers, and we'd never done cover songs before. And Johnny, like, Johnny was just like, the whole time, he's like, "Man," he's like, "these are gonna pop off, man. These are gonna pop off." And we're just like, "Whatever you say, man." We're just like, we'll go with it. He's just like, but he was so confident about it. He's like, "No, these are sweet. Like, these are really cool. They're gonna do well." And like, we're just like, "All right, man. Like, we got nothing to lose." Yeah, and then release them, and like, he was right, man. It's just like they just did so well. I don't even think they like got on any playlists or anything. Like, I mean, Bilmuri has like such a big fan base now, and even back when we released that. So I think just Murray Nash kind of rallied behind it, and then a lot of people just found out who we were from that, and it was just like really good publicity. And like, then obviously, yeah, the songs, they did really well, and they still do pretty well. So yeah, that was probably, I would say that was like the biggest turning point for us, and what led to a lot of these numbers now.
So how did you link up with Bilmuri? Because I had no idea who or what they were, and I was like,
Yeah,
"That's a funny name, like Bilmuri. Like, it's a play on words. Like, that's cool." And
yeah. Well,
then
he's
I was
from
like, "Oh wait,
Colombia.
this is like an actual person. Like, this is like, I'm guessing kind of like in the nothing nowhere kind of Little Lotus kind of pop, like new pop punk, I guess you would call it."
I don't even know. I don't even know if Johnny knows what what genre Murray is, but Yeah, no, we just Johnny's from Columbus, because he's like, he was in Attack. All his dudes are from Columbus, and he, just lived here his whole life, and so we just kind of I met him from our drummer and our guitarist at one point. Both them played in Bilmuri for a hot second, and we got linked with him kind of in that way, and yeah, just I don't know. We just met, and he was just like nice guy, and we just kind of became friends from that. And then he brought up the whole covers thing, and he was just like, and like he's just a really great like producer, songwriter too, but like his production is like really great, and like for what he's able to do with what he has is like honestly pretty remarkable. And he was but yeah, like you said, brought up the concept for the covers, and he's just like, you pick two, we'll pick two, and then just release it, and I'll produce it, and we'll just see how they do. And yeah, so that's just honestly just being in Columbus and like kind of just the music scene here, and having like the similar members. That's how we got linked up with him to start out, and that's how I met Johnny.